Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. My name is Mr. Dogbot333, and welcome back to Hearts of Iron for Kaiserreich as Ukraine. Now, last video, it's getting sketchier and sketchier for the central government. Luckily, it doesn't matter too much for us, because we're probably not going to last with them too much longer. The question is how much longer we're going to do. Is it going to have to... Are we going to have to wait till this fully ticks down? That's what I'm kind of thinking. So we're trying to get some bonuses while we can. Specifically with medium tanks. Although I think we might be able to get them anyway, otherwise. But I'd rather get on it now and have the not need instead of need it and not be able to have them. Such a medium chassis? Chassis? How do you say it? And there we are. The Socialist Republic of Italy has prevailed. Fairly quickly, actually. I don't know if I've ever seen it finish up so quickly. It's actually interesting. Anyway. That would be pretty good. We'll get that soon, though. For now, let's get working on requesting heavy equipment. Oh, I know that girl. Got a Facebook friend suggestion. Anyway, the German military-industrial complex produces in a day what ours does in a week. Moreover, we don't even have the capacity to build many more advanced weapons of war, but luckily German corporations eagerly sell equipment to us. Behind closed doors, the leadership of the League met with a number of nationalist-minded generals. Present in the meeting were Mykolai Sistoborsky, Yevhen Onatsky, and Dmitro Andreev from the LUN. While the military men in question were Yevhen Konovalets, Mykola Koponietsky, and Petro Bobolchan, all former Republicans from the People's Republic era, and only lukewarm supporters of Skoropadsky. They assured that many more in the army shared their doubts, especially among the soldiers from western Ukraine, which is often left behind the Hetman's projects. In addition to concerns of ordinary soldiers, Konovalets expressed how the early revolt and lagging reforms have been gnawing at the officer corps' confidence in the Hetman. In private, many generals have expressed worries of Skoropadsky's ability to serve as commander-in-chief in wartime. And wartime is coming, make no mistake. The possibility of a transfer of power was eventually brought up as a potential solution to these issues. LUN leadership assured that if Konovalets and the men more loyal to him decided to move against Hetman and arrange a more responsible government, they would have the League's backing. The merit of such a plan was quickly recognized, though not single-handedly. Kapusnatsky was concerned about possible bloodshed. This transfer of power shouldn't be another revolt, but a clean and orchestrated sidelining of Skoropadsky. Otherwise, it might only weaken Ukraine's security further. Still, the proposal seemed like the best solution out of the current plight. Konovalets accepted the plan. Excellent indeed. We're moving along. The fall of Delhi. Interesting indeed. Who owns... The commune did? Emboldened by the military approval, the Second Great March was quickly organized, this time with more radical political demands. The government was demanded to be dismissed, with Hetman having cede power to nationally reliable men. No explicit demand of abdication was given, but the implication was clear. However, Skoropadsky would agree to become a puppet of the League, or he would go. To back up their demands, a great rally was held, drawing dissatisfied peasantry, students, and many others to Kiev, and listened to a fiery order of General Kapusnatsky, who cited scripture to paint the Hetman's government as moneylenders and the false faithful. The protests quickly spread across the major cities, and the marchers blocked many streets in Kiev where the Cossacks tried to dislodge them. Skoropadsky seemed to be very wary of violence. fearing that these nationalists would have wide popularity in the armed forces, but he had little choice. His cabinet and he himself were adamant on keeping power. Even if the League had agreeable goals, they were radicals who were attempting to overthrow the constitutional order, which is no better than what Republicans had attempted some time prior. Finally, on the third day of the protest, after much deliberation, the Hetman issued a sterner order. The crowds must disperse and return to their homes if they respect Ukraine's national order and stability. Anyone who did not comply would be arrested. Hopefully it works. We'll wait and see. I'm going to take a bite of some watermelon real quick, though. Melanie. Oh, would you look at that? Ooh, fuck me. It's... Hetman's demand of mass arrest was not followed through, so police units tried to disperse the crowds. The protesters held firm, and brawls broke out. Shots were fired, law enforcement were denounced as traitors, serving the corrupt elites by the movement's leadership, and soon the sluggish attempts to drive away the protesters turned to passivity or even joining with them. To many, reminded them of the days before the 36 revolt, though this time the protests were for the good of a nation, not to bring about socialism and anarchy. Hetman Skoropadsky's cards were rapidly running out. It was clear that the League had popular support. He could not order the army to intervene, but he was not... he could order the army to intervene, but he was not sure if he could even trust him. Kev, how are you, friend? I'm good. How about yourself? He could army intervene, but he was not sure if he could trust him. One of his confidants suggested packing up and leaving for Kyiv for Kharkov, and rallying loyal troops there, but most of the cabinet did not want to start another civil war. Some suggested to Skoropadsky to perhaps start negotiating, or even accept demands for the good of the nation. As these debates went on, it seemed the League's leadership ran out of patience. The morning of the fifth day of the protest, a group of high-ranking officers, under the leadership of Yevhen Konovalets, arrived at Hetman's residence and ordered the guards to stand down. Men of the military conspiracy quickly secured the escape routes and arrested the Hetman and the cabinet to avoid inciting another anti-Hetman uprising. And soon after, forced Hetman to sign his application and appoint a cabinet composed of LUN members and Konovalets supporters. Leader of the League, Mykola Sistoborsky, was inaugurated as provisional chief of state until the Soim can meet to decide the future of Ukraine. Long live the National Republic. Would you look at that? Well, is it gaming time? We are about to game, Kev. We are about to game. All interesting stuff here. Oh, that's curious. Alright, first let's check out that guy. We get Mykola Sistoborsky, a nationocrat. We get extra political power per day and an extra percentage of recruitable population. That's actually really good. He doesn't have anything really associated with him other than that, but I'm not going to complain. And look at that color. That is a nice color right there. That is a beautiful blue that we just got. I like that a lot. The starting point of negotiations have been surprisingly conciliatory. Berlin requires us to remain a Middle-Europa member, which, with all the same treaties in place as before, which admittedly were one of the better things the Skoropadsky administration negotiated. However, this includes granting German business equal rights to Ukrainian ones and assuring that they won't be nationalized nor harassed in any other way. Still, this is a better deal than some had feared. I'm actually not opposed to this too much, but I'm going to save real quick just in case. Yeah, that's kind of what I was banking on, honestly. Because if we went nationalist and went our own way, we're fucked. Russia's going to do very nice, not nice things to us. Let's try to aim for a better deal if we can. Negotiators did not manage to get any real changes. Germans had given us token suggestions, but they were mere breadcrumbs to make it look like the Germans were being reasonable, not just forcing us to sign their ultimatum. If we sign it, it's not going to look very good at home. At this point, the only way to improve our situation would be the backing of another major power. You know what? At least we tried. We can break free on our own later, I believe, but there we go. After intense negotiations, the two powers reached a shaky agreement. The Ukrainian People's Republic will continue being militarily allied to Germany, with most German troops in the country. However, the economic part is much more complex, going through everything from foreign citizens' rights to conduct business in Ukraine on equal grounds for locals, to clauses protecting foreign-owned factories and mines from being nationalized or harassed in any other way. All of this kept German industry's faith in Ukraine as a desirable location investment, but will no doubt become a troublesome thorn on the Republic's side. Oh no, I slipped and the game crashed. Guess we'll just have to reload, huh? I'm not too worried about this, honestly. Honestly, I just want to keep this going. Get into a place where we get all this settled, honestly. Once we get that done, I'm good to leave it. Interesting. Let's check this out. A new little thing. The nationocratic state. Despite our seizure of power, the negative consequence of age-old enslavement still manifests himself in various spheres of spiritual and social life, which require the application of an appropriate healing agent. Far-reaching measures are a necessary part of a national revolution, which will comprehensively strengthen the organism of a state, ceaselessly develop its building forces and the ability to compete for the right to its development. New problems also arisen from our takeover, as the expansion of the League has led to the formation of an old guard, which is not as inclined towards a comprehensive national revolution as we would desire. For the good of a nation, we must cooperate together and maintain the League's cohesion. So, have to keep cohesion very high. Okay, interesting. Very interesting indeed. Requested heavy equipment. I believe we should have gotten that. Let's get heading down this so we can get back on our land reform. First, let's get working on Cure the Curse of Primitive Ideology. We condemn the antisocial reactionary spirit of a so-called Hetmanized conservatism. We reject the primitive materialism of socialism and demoliberalism. Only a nationocratic worldview, clear and uncompromising, will give us necessary means to fight for the future of the Ukrainian nation-state. That should work for us. And then I think that's going to give us... Does that give us tanks? Production, that's what I'm looking for. It does, okay. We get some tanks from that. I'll wait till we get some more military factories before I start building those, though. The flavor of Nat Pop is Ukraine. Just Nat Pop, I think. Nashiocrats. I don't know if we really have much of a sub-ideologies in Kaiserreich. Or at least, not too many. Which is okay. I'm not sweating that too much. Fall of Sacramento. Uh-oh. What childish fantasy. Yemen's joining the Cairo Pact. And our army buildup is proceeding as planned, which is nice to see. It's all coming together. Concentrated industry. Pseudo-Nazism to peddling schizophrenia. Let's see. It's not integralism, not really. It's being compared more to, let's see, Savinkov's Russian political force, Romanian legionary, Italian ANI. So, I guess more pseudo-Nazism than anything else. Which, not the best. But, what are you gonna do? Oh god, what the fuck? The League has not been articulately decided on economic matters other than basic principles of national land reform, self-sufficiency, strong military industry. These are merely the developments of some Skoropadsky-era economic policies rather than anything radically different. This moderate stance does not satisfy everyone. However, a group of economists and theorists, including Mykola Sisaborsky, Yakov Moralovic, and Leonid Kostarev, have drafted an ambitious economic policy for the inspection of the National Assembly. Their economic proposal envisions strong state control of economy through critical export monopolies, nationalization of heavy industry, and executive direction of the banking sector. Sisaborsky argues that this way, the economy of unnational money elite can be broken, and Ukraine's vast wealth can be directed more efficiently and, more importantly, directed towards the Ukrainian people. Additionally, this proposal includes the organization of professionals in politically conscious unions, which would have corporatist representation in administrations. The Legionary Workers' Corps in Romania is cited as a working example of such a form of organization when it has won over parts of the working class. Opponents of this draft argue that it's hardly wise to embark on massive economic reform on the eve of war, instead prefer to simply improve the currently existing economic situation with individual national reforms. Avoid industrial anarchy. I think the old guard is right. Though, an organic economy. That sounds more integralist to me. So I don't know. You're gonna be on Russia Today for this. How? Oh no. We'll start with the old guard here. Upper Volta. Here we go. Let's do state syndicalism. It seems very integralist now that I'm looking at it. If I understand integralism properly, which I definitely do not. Let's do above party. No more petty political divisions. The Ukrainian national state is above self-bickering of various party Ottomans. Concerted efforts of the entire society are required in order to preserve the strength and strengthen Ukraine. Great Syrian Revolt. Can you name one of the above battalions? Oh, I realized what the autocorrect was. I don't know about that one. I do not know about that one. Austria-Hungary federalizes. Oh! There they go. Basic engine. Let's mobilize the spirit of a nation. Spiritual might of Ukrainian nation lies dormant, constructed in the repugnant stagnancy of the so-called Hetmanate. It's our crucial task to reawaken the sleeping national energies, harness their power, and direct it towards the betterment of society and strengthening of the Ukrainian state. Jesse, what the fuck are you talking about? Anyway, let's keep going. Armenia is joining up with Iran's faction. Interesting. This focus just remind me of the ANI because they're basically Republican Mussolini. Yeah. That checks out, honestly. Jamal Shamar is still the Ottoman's bitch. Interesting. I forget if when they added that, or if that was always the case. Very topical, LOL. True. The final loose end to secure our takeover is the fate of the former hetman. He and his family are currently confined to his dacha, watched by men loyal to Mykola Sisaborski, but thus far no decision has been made. The elder guard of Korean nationalists, many who have served the Hetmanite administration in the army, still have respect for Skoropadsky and his role in securing Ukrainian statehood. Not wish to punish him too harshly for his failures. However, more fervent nationalists of the LUN demand action. They argue that Hetman didn't merely fail, but was actually corrupting the Ukrainian nation with Russian influence and servitude to Germany, and so they demand punishment. In a extremely politicized trial, the two views conflicted. The prosecutor was fiercely pro-LUN and outlined a long list of crimes, even arguing that the suppression of the 36 uprising was a crime against Ukrainian peasants. He also revealed Skoropadsky is personally benefiting from his government's connections to Protofis and other business interests in Ukraine, painting the hetman as corrupt and a criminal. Opinions have only polarized during the 3-day court hearings, as the alien strategy of aggravating people against hetman has also created pushback against the trial, and made the trial even more like a show than it already is. But jury seems to be split as well, so there are many sympathetic towards Skoropadsky. The final decision to make is do house arrest. So always go auto bitch, but since the Middle East rework, they're like 50-50. I don't know which way they go. Okay, that's interesting. It might be interesting to go ahead and play Arabia one of these days. It wouldn't be a crazy game or anything, but it might be fun to just check that out. Ulema Urban Nobility. It's like we're playing fucking Europa Universalis. I don't know. I'll play that out soon enough. We'll figure out that next time, because I gotta end it here. Thanks so much for watching. Like, dislike, didn't leave me comments, feedback down in the comment section below. Just hit the sub button for uploads weekdays as well as occasional Saturdays. Check my various links, and yeah, that's it for now, my friends. We'll see you all next time. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye.